Be doom, be doom, 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 wah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thor News Economic Doomland. And guess what? The global debt balloons to an all-time high of $152 trillion. The IMF warns. Well, hey, that's not that big a deal. Can't the globe just get a better job?
You think your world is safe. It is an illusion.
I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money.
So, shall we begin?
All it takes, boom.
Money. Like, this is what it all boils down to. Like, as human beings, if we want to survive and stop being a slaver planet, we gotta come together. This is a Thor News presentation. Hit the button, baby. Stay cool. Thor News presents.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for a little good-hearted Sunday total fear-mongering? Well, here you go. We'd better come up with a solution to an inevitable problem, or society as we know it will collapse and civilization will deteriorate into lawlessness, madness, rape, and murder. You'd probably lose 80% of all people within the first month through suicide, rape, or murder. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the most fiat currencies in the world are fiat currencies. And if you don't know what a fiat currency is, it's any money that's backed by nothing. Or, as they like to call it, the full faith and confidence of your government, or Japan's government, or China's government, or Europe's government. It's backed by your belief, man. And I don't know if you know this, fiat currencies have a shelf life of about 40 or so years. And Nixon depegged the dollar from gold in 1971. And whereas the 33 fiat currencies throughout history have collapsed in a giant explosion of chaos, never before has a fiat currency, the reserve currency of the world. So we're talking absolute madness, chaos, if we don't solve this problem. And it's looking pretty grim, because right now, you can't get anybody to agree on anything. It's like escalatingly, as we get to the election, half of America hates the other half, and vice versa. And I don't know what to do as a Christian. The post-2000 Christianity is rapture-based. I had some weird thing with don't try to help society. Don't try to repair society. Don't try to put a new system in place, because Jesus is coming soon, and he's going to teleport the good people out of here straight to heaven, and the bad people shall suffer. And I don't agree with that. And I don't remember anywhere in the Holy Bible, God, Jesus, or the Holy Spirit telling us to just quit and give up and do nothing and wait for the rapture. Personally, I don't believe in the rapture, but I don't think this should be a sticking point, because I don't think the thing that makes me a good man, a good soul, or a good Christian is whether or not you believe in the rapture. And I'm not going to tell you I think it's silly, because that would be insulting. But I do think it's a trick to get people to do nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the CNBC report on the world economy. And guess what? The global debt balloons to an all-time high of $152 trillion. The IMF warns. Well, hey, that's not that big a deal. Can't the globe just get a better job? If the globe can get a job that pays 5 times more than the globe is already making, it could pay off that debt in no time. And when I say no time, I mean like 30 years. And seriously, as you guys are all getting excited about how great Trump is, or how evil Hillary is, or how great Hillary is, or how evil Trump is, when was the last time you heard a politician even mention paying off our national debt? It's been a long time. And you know why, don't you? I'm not going to say it. So yeah, dude. So that's the deal. That is the true fear right there. When people accuse me of fear-mongering over comets or asteroids, even though I'm telling jokes the whole time. I'm like, no. If I was going to fear-monger over something, it would be economics. Because it is a certainty that at some point, the global economy will collapse under its own weight and malfeasance. And so as I said before, humanity is stuck in this point where it is dead set on not improving anything. We are divided wholeheartedly, but we are not yet conquered. I guess I should read this stupid-ass article. The world is awash with $152 trillion of debt liquidity, according to the International Monetary Fund, an all-time high, which sits at more than double the balance at the start of the century. Okay, so they're basically saying, since the year 2000, we've doubled our debt. So we went from 75 trillion to 152 trillion in 16 years. Who does the world owe this money to? Martians. The world owes the money to Martians. If people knew that, they'd probably ask for a lower interest rate. I mean the people, not the banks. The banks are already at about as low an interest rate as you can get. So you guys can all go on and on about how great the Republicans are and how great the Democrats are. They're the same turd, bro. Exact same turd. So you guys are debating over which is the lesser of two zeros. And they're both the same. This debt mountain as of 2015, represents 225% of gross domestic product. Oh, hey, great. Up from 200% in 2002, and signifies the extent to which increases in borrowing have outpaced economic growth during that period. While the Washington, D.C.-based organization emphasized that there is no exact science to knowing how much debt is too much, it has urged governments in certain countries to tackle excessive private debt levels. A prolonged period of low interest rates, initiated when central banks slashed benchmarks as part of the toolkit engaged to counter the effects of global financial crisis, has seen many corporates take advantage of the favorable terms to issue aggressive levels of debt. And then they leverage that shit through the roof. Yet the ongoing low interest rate environment has also made it more challenging to erode outstanding debt balances, which can be more easily repaid in a climate of higher inflation. Oh, that sounds like a wonderful plan. Issue a shit ton of debt, and then pump the inflation, and then pay back your debt. Wonderful. That sounds responsible, if you're a Martian. Indeed, the IMF warned that the dynamics of the current situation resembled a negative feedback loop. A negative feedback loop. Negative feedback loop. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. An infinite growth economy uses a negative feedback loop as its foundation. That makes sense. Indeed, the IMF warned that the dynamics of the current situation resembled a negative feedback loop, in which debt deflation is causing the real burden of debt to increase. Oh yeah. Leading to poor economic growth and yet further deflation. The IMF acknowledged the decreasing menu of options available to policymakers to trigger effective actions, saying that the room for maneuver had shrunk since the beginning of the global financial crisis. It also called on fiscal, monetary, and structural solutions to be looked at synergistically to maximize their impact. The strategy behind our economics is crazy. The organization has sought to pinpoint where it sees the biggest potential problem areas, saying private debt is high, not only among advanced economies, but also in a few systematically important emerging market economies, namely Brazil and China. So we placed a collect call to governments, and they could not afford to take it. They're at maximum borrowing levels. Although governments only account for 1/3 of the world's debt, the report also showed the swelling of their balance sheets in the years since the financial crisis. The IMF's semi-annual Fiscal Monitor report repeatedly highlighted the crucial role of fiscal actors, in creating a stabilizing climate in which growth can flourish and debt balances can be safely unwound, thereby reducing the depth and duration of a potential financial recession triggered by too much borrowing. It pointed to Europe as an example of where an impaired banking system was a hurdle to successful deleveraging. The IMF also signaled out China as a country at risk of a disorderly wind down of a current high corporate debt levels. At this week's meeting with the World Bank in Washington, the IMF is expected to repeat its call for states to step up and play a more supportive role as global consensus continues to grow. The monetary policy is reaching its limits of effectiveness. All right, so there you go, man. We are totally screwed. So I don't know what to do. That's what, modern Christianity, and especially modern media, has pretty much taught people that, the world coming together as one is bad or negative in some way, shape, or fashion. If you try to bring peace and balance to this world, you are the devil. That only the devil would want to bring peace to this world. And can you see the trick in that, man? Can you see the trick in convincing religions that peace is the tool of the devil? And it's Jesus Christ himself who said, judge a tree by its fruit. So if we are to bring unity to our planet and unite Earth as one family, that can't be bad. Think of how much energy, resources, lives are wasted on endless perpetual wars that are used to back up fiat currencies. We can transition the entire war machine over to Earth repair, solar system exploration, and colonization, if only we give up war. And then the quality of life for everybody improves. But if we don't do something, we will go through one of the most vicious, lawless periods ever seen, the New Dark Ages. Because your currencies would collapse within less than a week, leaving the entire world without a way to exchange their goods or services. And so, I don't know what to tell you. This has been my main fear-mongering point for a long time. See, look, over at Zero Hedge, it's even Hitler's New World Order. Don't you get it, man? By convincing the world that any type of order in the world is evil, we guarantee a world based on disorder, chaos, discord, strife, unhappiness, deception. They basically told everybody, any type of order in the world is bad. Any type of balance is evil. A peaceful, united world would be horrible. Would be straight from Beelzebub and Lucifer and Cthulhu. I don't know what to tell you, man, except for don't fall for it. Anyway, the story depresses me. Peace out. Your fearmonger number one.
Everything burns.
Party dance time.
Hello, I'm Mr. Money.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon.
Doom, 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 be doom, be doom, 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 wah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thor News Economic Doomland. And guess what? The global debt balloons to an all-time high of $152 trillion. The IMF warns. Well, hey, that's not that big a deal. Can't the globe just get a better job?
You think your world is safe. It is an illusion.
I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money.
So, shall we begin?
All it takes.
Boom.
Money. Like, this is what it all boils down to. Like, as human beings, if we want to survive and stop being a slaver planet, we got to come together. This is a Thor News presentation. Hit the button, baby. Stay cool. Thor News presents.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for a little good-hearted Sunday